Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic. Which scene in a film disturbed you the most? The scene in the original Pet Sematary where the old guy gets his Achilles tendon cut from the little kid under the bed. I always checked under the bed after that. Edit. These comments are a treat. Still pretty new to Reddit, only recently been active. I absolutely love all the shared trauma we had with this one scene. Made me smile all day, seeing all the comments and upvotes. Thanks for making my day in spite of the Rona lockdown and the smoky air making us have to stay indoors for the past few days. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, stay safe and always check under the bed. Yes. 12-year-old me saw that movie and that scene was just too much. 19-year-old me saw that and it was too much. That and Zelda. And the guy in the emergency room with his head split open. Zodiac. When he's stabbing the couple at Lake Berisa. The lack of any music while hearing their screams is disturbing. The movie did an accurate job with portraying everything based from the witness/survivor accounts. There's audio of the boyfriend that survived that stabbing and the 911 operator who spoke to the killer, as well as a reading of the mother who was picked up by him, and they all say he was calm and well spoken. That alone creeps the fuck out of me. American History X. Put your mouth on the curb. I've never actually managed to watch this scene. I'll watch near enough anything, but I can't stomach this scene. The worst thing was just how unnecessary it was. The other guy was already helpless, it was just an act of pure hate. The smile after as he got arrested really hammered home how evil an act it was. He considered it totally worth it. Here's the link for anyone wanting to put a downer on their day. https://go_FIFIBXS4. That's worse than I remembered. I know people watch movies and say what they would have done. But I would have had to have said fuck you, shoot me, I'm not biting the curb. That's exactly what I thought. Beat me, shoot me, stab me, whatever. No way anything else would be worse than that. Fuck number. The sound of his teeth scraping the concrete is so unsettling. There's a scene from the movie The Road where the father and his son discover a room full of chained, naked people waiting to be eaten by the cannibals living in the house, and then they run away and they get chased by the cannibals. That scene really traumatized me when I was young. I remember crying so hard when I watched that movie. Edit. I swear my parents are not bad people, lol. I don't remember exactly since it's been like 10 years, but I'm sure if they knew how intense that movie was, they would not have let me watch it. Also, I was like 30 to 14, not 8 or something, haha. That was terrifying in the book. I don't think I want to see the film. If they had at least killed the victims before they ate them, instead of chopping off a limb at a time and keeping them alive so the meat would last longer. The scene I always remember the most was when they were hiding in the bathroom and he pulled out his gun with his one bullet and held it to his son's head because he knew that if they were discovered that it was the only thing he could do. Not the most classically disturbing imagery, but being a father myself I think about that scene a lot. It was a great film, but I would likely not watch it again. I watched The Matrix when I was a kid, and the scene where the agents interrogate Neo still holds a special, horrible place in my mind. Specifically, when he loses his mouth, and the little robotic probe thing climbs into his belly button. Holy fuck. I remember seeing that on TV once and they edited it so when the thing came out of his stomach he goes jeepers creepers, and it always cracks me up to think of. Edit, for accuracy. Horrible quality, but I'll save you guys a quick search. The one. In 7, the guy in the sex club recounting what the murderer made him do with a strap-on saw blade. He's screaming about what he made him do. So funny story, that was the first movie that made me lose sleep. I was only about 10 when that movie came out and we rented it. My family. For movie night. This before internet trailers and none of us knew what it was about. I remember it being like 3 a.m. and I was just laying in my bed. I get up to get a drink of water and my dad is sitting in the living room. Not sleeping or watching TV, just sitting in the dark. He looks at me, can't sleep. Me, nope. Dad, fucked up. Me, fucked up. The first time I ever swore in front of my dad was the F-bomb and neither one of us cared. This is oddly wholesome despite the context. What haunts my mind from that scene is the Polaroid. Seeing the knife, imagining what happened, and hearing the poor dude's breath getting so shaky made me actually cry. That actor, Leland Orser, is a really good character actor when it comes to trauma and fear. Alien Resurrection, Independence Day, Bone Collector. Even his role in Saving Private Ryan as the Air Force pilot, he does a great job of being traumatized by the amount of death he's seen. The scene in The Mummy where the scarabs crawled under the one guy's skin. I saw it when I was about 8 and it traumatized me. I still have nightmares once in a while about it 20 years later. Jesus Christ, this scene. I was in the field once collecting insect specimens for a project in Ui. I lifted a rock and a Bajilio Egyptian grain beetles came spewing out. Just like the scene from The Mummy. Nearly fucking shat myself. I was out of there before they could get under my skin. The brave little toaster when the vacuum sucks up his own cord. I will never vacuum over a cord. Same movie for me, but I was a kid, and the scene was the air conditioner's suicide. The air conditioner scene always had me scared as a kid. Or Toaster's nightmare. Or the car that willingly kills itself in the junkyard. Or when the lonely flower sees its reflection on the toaster thinking it's another flower, then once it realizes it's not, just dies. There's an 80s/IT's horror movie called When a Stranger Calls Back. All the spoilers. In the movie, the killer is a ventriloquist who can throw his voice. In the end scene, the protagonist is in a room with the killer, and can hear him but she can't see him. He has painted himself to look like the wall. This scene impacted me for many years. As a single woman living alone, I would walk around my house, trailing my hand along the wall to make sure no one had painted themselves to match my wall. Then don't watch the new Invisible Man. I couldn't shower without throwing a shampoo bottle at the wall for a month. Hey, since, edit, 1000+ of you have seen this, now's a great time to challenge, or all of you go find a donation website for Oxfam, Save the Children, the Red Cross, or UNICEF and pitch in $1 towards the famine crisis in Yemen. For those who can't do quick maths, if every one of you does it, that's, edit, whoa, show the $1,000 going towards humanitarian efforts there. The baby scene in Trainspotting. My mom has always been great at picking out important details or slight foreshadowing in films, and I vividly remember watching this with her for the first time, and shortly before that scene with the characters all in the apartment, but well before you become aware of the baby's death, she looked at me and said, "Oh fuck, the baby stopped crying," still sticks with me. Edit, as /u/Strafisophopath and some mild independent research pointed out, my mom and I are wrong by both the book and film. Unless there is a director's cut or something I'm unaware of. The general agreement in the other comments makes me think this might be a result of the Maidler effect. Holy shit, that's like a sixth mom sense to pick up on that. Yes. The entire movie I'm like, man, that baby is just always crying. And then right before that key scene I was like, ha, the baby isn't crying. Yeah, that was disturbing. The eye sewing shenanigans in Coralie. I agree. Absolutely terrifying. This animated movie has this dark horror gothic tone that didn't fail to give me nightmares the first time I saw it. For me it's the opening scene, where we see the other mother making the Coralie doll. Something about the way the animation looked, combined with the music, disturbed me. That movie was the horror movie for kids. I hear the book is even more horrifying. Part of the reason the book is creepier is that YB doesn't exist. He was added to the movie so it wouldn't be Coralie talking to herself. In the context of the book, that means that a good portion of the book is a lost, scared little girl talking to herself, trying to maintain her sanity in the face of unimaginable, otherworldly horrors. I was about 10 or younger I think when I saw it, so I think that's why it stuck with me, but it's the scene from Pan's Labyrinth where the dad just bashes some soldier's face in with a wine bottle. Edit, when I say dad I mean the main girl's father, the commander/psychopathic soldier. Looking back, it wasn't a soldier's face, but the son of father who were out rabbit hunting. I watched this movie again recently and I still hate that scene. I remember going to Hollywood Video and seeing signs disclaiming that this is not a children's movie. Apparently you were not the only kid who saw it and thought it was going to be like the Labyrinth movie with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. This was so horrifying to me at the time because I was so young when I watched it, but the last scene in Cannibal Holocaust where the cannibals assaulted and attacked one of the film crew has just stayed with me since. Wasn't there some sort of investigation because the movie * seemed too realistic? Yes, and the director had to bring in the actors to prove they weren't murdered, which include a demonstration of how they recreate the impaled woman scene. It was, as I recall, having excellent breathing control while sitting on a bike seat. Wasn't there controversy over them actually killing some animals on screen? That part with the giant turtle was fucked. Fuck man, that movie is as real as it gets. Obviously it's all fake, except when they killed the animals on scene, but it's represented realistically. They killed animals for a movie. That's cruel. In Saving Private Ryan, the scene where the Jewish soldier gets stabbed to death while the cowardly soldier can't bring himself to save him. It's the medic death scene for me. Teach us how to save you. Edit, I got the quote wrong. Should be tell us how to fix you. I could use some more morphine. The looks on all their faces, they knew what that meant. Then the sniper, give him another one.